Toilet calls. This topic is an absolute no-brainer as far as I'm concerned, because the people who take phone calls while they're on the shitter at work or in public restrooms really get at my fucking tits. What's wrong with these people, for Christ's sake? And I'm obviously talking about men here, as being a bloke, that's the writer, not me. I have no idea whatsoever about what goes on in women's restrooms, and whether or not women commit this unspeakable atrocity as well. They do. What's the fucking world coming to? I mean, is this really why some boffin in a shed somewhere went to all the trouble of inventing the mobile phone, just so that people could have a chat while they're taking a fucking dump? Really? Fuck me. The last thing I want to hear when I'm pinching off a loaf is some other bloke yakking on the phone. It's bad enough that I'm forced to listen to some other guy's bowel movement when I'm concentrating on one of my own, without also having to listen to him talking to his mum, girlfriend or wife while he's taking a shit in the cubicle next to me. Jesus. The people who do this are seriously disturbed freaks. And some guy talking on the phone while he's taking a dump isn't even the worst part of this disgusting scenario. No way. Because the worst fucking part of this awful situation is when I recognise the voice of the guy that answers his fucking phone. And here's the really terrible part. Because if the voice I recognise happens to be that of a good friend, rather than just a work colleague, then I have to deal with the realisation that I actually have a friend who's stupid enough and disgusting enough to commit this heinous crime. Fucking arsehole. And having come to terms with this realisation, I then have to decide on what to do with this unwanted and nasty information. Do I keep them as a friend and pretend that I never heard what I heard? Or do I dump their disgusting, freakish arse from my small circle of friends because their revolting behaviour sickens me to the very core of my being? Talk about a fucking dilemma. And what sane person takes their mobile phone to the toilet with them in the first fucking place? Huh? And yeah, I get you might take your phone into the bogs by mistake, that's certainly plausible, but even if I did this, I certainly wouldn't answer the fucking thing if it rang and then proceed to have a cosy little chat with whomever was on the other end while I dropped the kids off at the pool. And what's the person on the other end of the phone going to think if they hear a toilet flush while they're talking to you? They're going to think that you're the sort of fucking arsehole who takes phone calls while he's on the shitter. That's what they're going to think. Unless they do the same thing, of course, in which case it's all good and no harm, no foul. And if this happened to me, God forbid, and I realised that someone I'd called was talking to me while they were squeezing one out on the porcelain throne, then I would quite literally shit a kitten. I would give them an earful of outraged profanity of the highest order for their antisocial behaviour, and then I would terminate the call and immediately delete them from my contacts list. Fucking animals. What the hell happened to a little common decency? What the hell happened to respecting thy neighbour, for Christ's sake? The world is literally going to hell. It really is. We're all doomed. We're all fucking doomed. The end. Don't forget to like and subscribe and press the wee bell notification. And a huge big thank you to all my subscribers and patrons. See you next week. Bye bye.